Good afternoon, class. My name is Jake Reggio, and today I will be talking about cancel culture. Victims of cancel culture are generally not powerful people. They are often vulnerable people who suffer devastating harm. This is a quote from Evan Gertzman of Forbes in 2020. This quote came right after a teacher was fired for failing to address a high school student as the right gender pronoun. Now, I assume many of you are social media users yourselves and see signs of this revolutionary culture. Well, I am here to tell you today and to further dive into how cancel culture thrives and is enabled by social media. Cancel culture creates a totalitarian society. This is a proposition of fact. Throughout this speech, I will first discuss the cause of cancel culture. Then I will review a few stakeholders and direct examples of cancel culture. And finally, I will offer a solution or maybe just a little help so we can get this problem under control. To start off, though, we first need to identify what is exactly cancel culture. Well, a definition from Merriam Webster defines cancel culture as the practice or tendency of engaging in mass canceling as a way of expressing disapproval and exerting social pressure. Now, social media has acted as an enabler for cancel culture, and let's figure out why. Cancel culture has thrived under the establishment of social media and the establishment of social media into our everyday lives. A study from Harvard CAPS Harris poll reveals that 64% of Americans believe cancel culture is a serious threat to American ideals. On top of that 64%, 54% of these people are too concerned to post their opinions on social media in fear of being canceled. So, when we put this into further context, social media was created as a place to openly share one's opinions and to have the chance to interact with those that maybe don't share your same opinion. According to the poll numbers, individuals now feel that social media is not a safe place to do so. After establishing the problem at hand with social media, it is now important to look at those key stakeholders or direct examples of how social media has enabled cancel culture. This conversation starts with the owners and prominent figures of these big tech corporations. The people I'm referring to be exact, are those of Mark Zuckerberg and Jack Dorsey. They are at the top of this pedestal. These individuals have spoken on this issue in the past. By being the CEO of a massive social media company, Zuckerberg and Dorsey have made restrictions on their sites that limit others' abilities to express their opinions. Now, if this carries on, the act of canceling and restriction of thoughts could have detrimental impacts on America and its ideals. One famous stakeholder and a direct example that happened pretty recently would be country artist Morgan Wallen. Wallen faced the wrath of cancel culture after a video leaked on social media of him using a racial slur. After apologizing multiple times, his music was ultimately pulled from all music platforms. Despite having his music pulled from platforms, his album sales did better than ever. Wallen's sister had something to say about this issue too. In an Instagram post, she stated, "Cancel culture is the worst thing that has ever come out of our digital world." After seeing these direct examples, it's only right that we offer some kind of solution or some kind of idea to help get this problem under control. The solution to the uprise of cancel culture starts with these stakeholders that were already mentioned. Consumers of these social media products need to be aware that of the real consequences these so-called free exchange social sites truly carry. They have lost their indecisiveness and purity through limiting consumers and not allowing certain viewpoints to be expressed. Users are now almost encouraged to shame those that do not share the same woke and progressive viewpoints that they do. Peter Boghossen of the AHA Foundation explains how individuals are not willing to expose themselves to certain pieces of information that may offer conflicting viewpoints to their own. This basically comes down to the willingness of individuals to search for different viewpoints. This also goes back to individuals not getting stuck in their own echo chamber, which we have seen done for years now through social media. Throughout my speech, I first discussed the overview of how social media lights the flame for cancel culture. I then labeled a few stakeholders and gave some direct examples of how cancel culture was enabled through social media. Finally, I offered a new perspective of processing information that everyone can benefit from and that can hopefully reduce the magnitude of cancel culture. By accepting cancel culture into our American society, our ability to think freely and express opinions is halted. Next time you log on to your favorite social media platform, just promise me that you will keep your mind open and refuse to settle. Question everything and question everyone. Thank you guys for listening.